the 5-cent coin from 2002 featuring Queen Elizabeth II in very fine condition. Now you might be wondering what makes this coin so special, and why are collectors so excited about it? Well, stay tuned because in the next few minutes, we're going to explore everything you need to know about this iconic coin, its rarity, its value, and what sets it apart from other Canadian coins. Canada has a rich numismatic history, and its coins reflect a deep connection to the country's heritage, symbols, and notable figures. Among these coins, the 5-cent piece has always had a unique position. It's small, yet it has been an integral part of the Canadian currency system for generations. This coin, specifically the one from 2002, is particularly intriguing for collectors. If you've ever held one of these 5-cent coins in your hand, you may have noticed the beautiful design with the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, symbolizing Canada's historical ties to the British monarchy. But what truly makes this 2002 coin stand out? In 2002, the Royal Canadian Mint released the 5-cent coin featuring the 5th effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, which had been designed by renowned Canadian artist Susanna Blunt. This design was significant because it was one of the most contemporary representations of the Queen. The portrait captures Her Majesty in a natural and approachable way, with a subtle nod to her reign's longevity and her importance in the history of Canada. It marked the beginning of a new era for Canadian coinage, with a more modern and realistic portrait of the Queen, distinct from earlier designs that were often more stylized or formal. This made the 2002 5-cent coin an immediate collector's favorite. Now let's take a closer look at why 2002 holds such significance in the world of Canadian coin collecting. This year marked the 50th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's ascension to the throne. This milestone was celebrated across the Commonwealth, and Canada was no exception. In fact, the Royal Canadian Mint issued several special coins to commemorate this momentous occasion. While many of these coins were larger denominations, the 5-cent piece stood out due to its simplicity and its design, which reflected the ongoing evolution of Canadian coinage during the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Beyond its historical significance, the 2002 5-cent coin was also part of a broader pattern of change within Canadian currency. The Mint's decision to use the blunt effigy meant that the design was fresh and distinct from the previous effigies, which were also based on the Queen but had been in use for many years. The new design created a sense of novelty, and as we lines discussed shortly, it's become highly sought after by collectors. When it comes to evaluating the value of any coin, the condition is everything. For collectors, the term very fine is a classification within the coin grading scale. Coin grading is an essential part of numismatics and helps to determine how much a coin is worth in the market. A coin graded as very fine typically shows signs of circulation, but the design and details of the coin are still well defined and legible. It has experienced some wear, but it retains its overall charm and character. For our 2002 5-cent coin of very fine condition, rating means that while there are slight abrasions or scratches from being in circulation, the image of Queen Elizabeth II and other design features are still clearly visible and relatively sharp. This level of quality is highly desirable for collectors who appreciate the history and artistry behind Canadian currency. It strikes the perfect balance between affordability and historical significance, as it is not in pristine and circulated condition but still maintains a strong level of detail. Now let's talk about value. Many of you might be wondering, is this 5-cent coin worth more than face value? The short answer is absolutely. While most regular 5-cent coins you find in your pocket are worth, well, just 5 cents, the 2002 Elizabeth II 5-cent coin in very fine condition is much more valuable. Its value is driven by several factors. First and foremost, the historical context of the coin elevates its importance. As mentioned earlier, 2002 marked the Queen's Golden Jubilee, which made this coin a significant piece of Canadian numismatic history. Collectors are often drawn to coins that commemorate important events, anniversaries, or milestones in history, and the Queen's Golden Jubilee certainly qualifies as one of those moments. Secondly, the coin's rarity plays a significant role in determining its value. Although millions of these 5-cent coins were minted in 2002, finding one in very fine condition is not as easy as it seems. Over time, many of these coins have been worn down through circulation. Coins that remain in good condition, especially those that are graded as very fine or higher, tend to be rarer and are, therefore, more sought after by numismatists. Finally, the unique design of the 2002 5-cent coin makes it stand out in the eyes of collectors. The effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Susanna Blunt is a favorite among those who appreciate modern Canadian coinage. This combination of rarity, historical significance, and distinct design has made the 2002 5-cent coin with the Blunt effigy a collector's item that is worth much more than its original face value. So you're probably wondering how much this coin is worth today. Well, the value can vary based on the coin's condition, rarity, and the demand in the market. On average, a 2002 5-cent coin in very fine condition might be worth anywhere between $1 and $3. While this might not sound like a huge sum, it's important to remember that the value of a coin is always subject to change depending on the collector's market trends and the coin's current condition. Finding one of these coins in your collection or in circulation is a bit of a treasure hunt, but it's definitely worth checking through your spare change. If you're looking to buy or sell, however, you might have better look at local coin shops, online marketplaces, or auctions. Keep in mind that if you find one in excellent or near perfect condition, the price could go up considerably. In conclusion, the 2002 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II in very fine condition is a truly fascinating piece of Canadian numismatic history. Its connection to the Queen's Golden Jubilee, the fresh design by Susanna Blunt, and its status as a collectible rarity all combine to make this coin more valuable than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started with coin collecting, this coin is a great addition to any collection. The 2008 5-cent piece, specifically in very fine condition with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on the obverse. This particular coin has become a notable example of Canadian numismatic history, with collectors taking a keen interest in its rarity, design, and the intricate details that make it such a valuable piece. The 2008 5-cent coin was minted as part of the Royal Canadian Mint's ongoing production of the iconic Beaver nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1937. For most people, the 5-cent coin is a rather unassuming piece of change, often overlooked in daily transactions. However, in the world of coin collectors, the value of a 2008 5-cent coin, especially one in very fine condition, can significantly increase depending on various factors. These factors include its grade, rarity, and the historical context surrounding the coin. The obverse of the 2008 5-cent coin features the familiar and elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt. This design, first introduced in 2003, has remained a staple on Canadian currency, marking the Queen's reign. In the case of the 2008 5-cent coin, the Queen's effigy is finely detailed, reflecting her image in her mid-70s and age that resonates with many Canadians given her long-standing role as monarch. On the reverse side, the 5-cent coin showcases the beaver, one of Canada's most iconic symbols and a national emblem. The beaver has been featured on the 5-cent coin since 1937, and its design on the 2008 coin is no different. The detailed and realistic depiction of the beaver is an excellent example of the craftsmanship of the Royal Canadian Mint, with the animal appearing to gnaw on a tree branch, an allusion to the beaver's industrious nature, which played a pivotal role in Canada's fur trade history. This symbolic animal represents Canada's pioneering spirit and is deeply rooted in the country's heritage. When discussing the value of the 2008 5-cent coin, it's essential to consider the coin's condition. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor to mint state, with the very fine condition being an intermediate grade. In very fine condition, the coin will have sharp details, though there may be minor wear on the high points, such as the beaver's tail or the Queen's portrait. The edges of the coin will show some signs of wear from circulation, but the overall appearance will still be relatively clear and attractive to collectors. Now let's talk about the rarity of this specific coin. While the 2008 5-cent coin itself was minted in large numbers and is not rare by typical standards, coins from certain years or with particular features can become valuable over time, particularly as they become more difficult to find in higher grades. The 2008 5-cent piece in its very fine condition stands out due to its excellent craftsmanship and the fact that coins in such condition are becoming increasingly harder to come by in circulation. As time passes, many of these coins are either spent or kept in less than ideal condition, making those that remain in very fine state highly sought after by collectors. The Canadian numismatic market is quite active with coin collectors around the world always looking for key dates and mintings to add to their collections. As such, the 2008 5-cent coin, though not exceedingly rare, holds an interesting appeal due to its design quality and the overall condition in which it exists. In fact, the value of this coin, depending on the market conditions and the specific coin's features, could reach a price higher than its face value. Let's delve deeper into how collectors determine the value of this coin. When a 2008 5-cent piece is graded as very fine, it typically means that the coin has been used in circulation but has not suffered extensive wear and tear. Such a coin, although not brand new or uncirculated, retains significant detail, which is what attracts collectors. The 5-1 coin from this year, with its distinctive beaver design and Elizabeth I's portrait, is often looked at in light of its age, with collectors hoping to find coins that have survived with minimal damage over the years. The scarcity of these coins in excellent condition makes them more desirable, and as the years go by, fewer and fewer of these 5-cent coins will be found in such state, contributing to their gradual increase in value. While it's unlikely that a 2008 5-cent coin in very fine condition will reach the astronomical values seen in rarer coins, for many collectors its historical context and relative condition make it an excellent piece to own. Beyond the coin's value as an individual item, the 2008 5-cent coin also holds significance in the broader context of Canadian currency. As part of Canada's ongoing commitment to producing high-quality, distinctive coins that reflect the nation's history, the 5-cent coin from 2008 symbolizes both Canada's past and its modern-day role in the world. The beaver is more than just an animal, it represents the spirit of Canada, and the coin serves as a reminder of the country's legacy in the fur trade and its relationship with nature. Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, meanwhile, ties the coin to the monarchy, a symbol of stability and continuity in Canadian society. In conclusion, the 2008 5-cent coin from Canada, featuring Queen Elizabeth II and the beaver, may appear to be a simple piece of currency at first glance. However, when viewed through the lens of numismatics, it becomes clear that this coin holds a much deeper value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a novice, understanding the significance of the coin, its design, and the condition it is in is crucial for appreciating its worth. In very fine condition, this coin is not only a piece of Canadian history but also an object of desire for coin collectors, making it a valuable addition to any collection. If you ever come across a 2008 5-cent coin in very fine condition, you may just be holding on to a piece of history that is only going to grow more valuable as time passes. The 2011 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This seemingly ordinary coin is not just a piece of currency but a small but significant part of Canadian history, and for collectors it holds much more value than you might expect. So if you're a coin enthusiast, a history buff, or just curious about what makes this particular coin so valuable, you're in the right place. Let's start with a quick look at the basics. The 2011 5-cent coin, or commonly referred to as the nickel, features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Susanna Blunt. This portrait has graced Canadian currency for many years and continues to be a recognizable image. In 2011, it was part of Canada's annual minting cycle, which saw the release of millions of these coins into circulation. However, what sets this coin apart from the standard circulation issue is its fine condition. Most of the time, coins that circulate in daily transactions become worn, scratched, and lose much of their initial luster, but this 2011 5-cent coin in fine condition retains its sharp details and eye-catching features, making it a prime candidate for collectors looking to complete their sets of Canadian currency. Condition is everything in the world of numismatics, and when it comes to coins like the 2011 5-cent piece, this rule is especially true. In the world of coin collecting, terms like fine condition or uncirculated refer to the state of preservation of the coin. A fine condition coin has minimal wear with sharp, well-defined features that still reflect the details of the design. 2011 5-cent coin in this state often shows little to no signs of handling, which is a rarity in a coin that's been in circulation for years. Most of these coins end up with nicks, scratches, or discoloration, but when you find one in mint-like condition, its value rises significantly. Collectors often look for such specimens because they hold more appeal as investment pieces or as part of a historical collection. To understand why this 2011 5-cent coin holds value, it It's important to take a look at the process behind its creation and distribution. Canada's Royal Mint, the institution responsible for producing the nation's coins, strikes billions of coins every year, including the 5-cent nickel. However, only a small percentage of these coins make it into the hands of collectors in fine condition. The vast majority are circulated, used for everyday purchases, and eventually become worn and damaged. A coin that retains its original features, whether due to careful handling or simply being stored away in pristine condition, becomes a rare and desirable find. That's why the 2011 5-cent coin, particularly in fine condition, can be worth far more than its face value. When we talk about the value of a coin like the 2011 5-cent piece, we need to understand how the numismatic market works. Coin value is determined by several factors: rarity, demand, condition, and historical significance. In this case, the 2011 5-cent coin may not be the rarest coin ever minted, but its fine condition and the demand for high-quality Canadian coins make it valuable. For collectors, finding a coin in near-perfect or uncirculated condition can significantly boost its market value. While the typical 5-cent coin might only be worth a few cents, a fine condition 2011 version could fetch several dollars at auction or through a reputable dealer, especially if it has been carefully stored or graded by a professional. But let's not forget the historical context. The 2011 5-cent coin represents more than just the passage of time. It's a tangible connection to a specific moment in Canada's history. Queen Elizabeth II, whose image appears on this coin, has been the reigning monarch of Canada for decades, and her presence on Canadian currency signifies the ongoing relationship between the monarchy and the country. The 2011 5-cent coin is part of a broader tradition that spans over a century of Canadian coins, featuring royal portraits for collectors of Canadian currency. Owning a well-preserved version of the 2011 nickel offers not only a glimpse into Canada's modern era, but also an important piece of the ongoing legacy of the monarchy in Canadian life beyond its material value. The 5-cent coin holds significant symbolism in Canada. While many coins are often viewed as simply currency, they carry with them the stories and identities of the nation. The 5-cent coin, often called a nickel, has been an essential part of Canadian commerce for generations. It represents the accessibility of currency to everyday people, and despite its small value, it's integral to daily life. The 2011 5-cent coin in particular marks a time when Canada was experiencing economic changes such as fluctuating commodity prices, shifts in global markets, and changes in currency design. Collectors may find the 2011 nickel an important snapshot of the time period and the state of Canada's economy and culture. In coin collecting, multiple factors influence how much a coin can be worth, and for the 2011 5-cent coin there are several important aspects to consider. The first is mintage numbers. The Royal Mint produces millions of coins every year, but only a fraction of those are saved in pristine condition. In the case of the 2011 5-cent coin, it's important to note that not all were kept in perfect condition. For example, if you compare the number of coins released to the public versus those that remain in uncirculated condition, you'll quickly understand how much more rare it is to find a flawless specimen. If you're looking to assess the condition of a 2011 5-cent coin, there are a few key factors to examine. First, check the wear on the coin. A coin in fine condition should show little to no visible signs of being used in circulation. The Queen's portrait should remain crisp with clear lines defining her features. Additionally, the reverse side of the coin should show sharp details, particularly on the beaver design, which is one of Canada's most iconic symbols. If the coin shows signs of being rubbed or scratched, the value will decrease. A certified grading system is often used to determine the quality of a coin, and professional graders can help you accurately assess whether your 2011 5-cent coin qualifies as fine or uncirculated. So there you have it, an in-depth look at the 2011 5-cent coin in fine condition. While this coin may seem simple on the surface, it carries with it a story of preservation, historical significance, and value. In the world of coin collecting, you happen to come across one of these coins in your change. Take a moment to inspect it. You never know, it could be worth far more than you thought. The 2014 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II in very fine condition. Now, at first glance, a 5-cent coin may not seem like a big deal. After all, it's just a nickel, right? However, when you start to understand the historical significance, rarity, and the condition of these coins, you'll realize why some of them can be worth far more than their face value. So, Sit back, relax, and let's explore why the 2014 5-cent coin from Canada is making waves in the numismatic community. The 2014 5-cent coin is part of Canada's regular circulation coins and, like many others, it features the classic image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, which has been a hallmark of Canadian coins for decades. The coin was struck at the Royal Canadian Mint and features the traditional beaded border surrounding a portrait of the Queen, which was designed by Susanna Blunt. The reverse of the coin, as expected, displays the iconic Canadian caribou design, originally created by artist Emmanuel Hans, symbolizing Canada's rich wildlife heritage. Now, what makes this particular 2014 5-cent coin so special, especially in very fine condition? First, it's important to note that in general, the 5-cent coins issued by the Royal Canadian Mint in recent years are not necessarily rare by default. They are in fact mass-produced for circulation. However, rarity doesn't always lie in the total mintage number. Sometimes it's about the condition in which the coin has been preserved. When we talk about a very fine condition coin, we're referring to a coin that has been well preserved over time without any major wear and tear, but it may still show some signs of circulation, like slight scratches or small dents. In the world of coin collecting, a coin in very fine condition can command a premium price compared to those in more common or heavily circulated states. The 2014 5-cent coin in very fine condition offers collectors a glimpse into the world of modern Canadian numismatics. For those looking to find value in these coins, the most sought-after varieties are those that stand out for their sharp details, clear images, and minimal damage. In this case, the Queen's portrait should remain crisp and the caribou design should still be clearly visible, with minimal discoloration or oxidation. While the coin might not be rare on a mass scale, collectors of Canadian currency often prize well-maintained coins from specific years, especially if they are part of a well-known series or have some unique characteristic, such as a minting error or a special commemorative edition. Another factor that adds value to the 2014 5-cent coin is the growing interest in Canadian coins as an investment. Over the years, coin collecting has become a popular hobby for people all around the world, and it's no surprise that modern coins, especially those in excellent condition, are starting to gain attention from serious investors. The 5-cent coin is an interesting example of this trend. Because it was minted in large quantities, you may think there's no way it could be considered rare, but when you focus on specific attributes like quality, condition, and preservation, the coin starts to attract a different kind of attention. It's also important to remember that Canadian coins have a long history of being highly collectible. For decades, the Royal Canadian Mint has produced coins that reflect Canada's identity, heritage, and culture. The 5-cent coin, with its timeless design featuring Queen Elizabeth II, has been part of everyday life for many Canadians, and that makes it especially sentimental. But just like any other piece of currency, the more carefully a coin is stored, and the better its condition, the more likely it is to become valuable. In the future, coins that were once used in circulation, passed around from hand to hand, can sometimes be worth only a fraction of their original worth. But with coins like the 2014 5-cent, the story could be quite different if you've got one that's been meticulously preserved. For the most dedicated collectors, even the smallest details can make all the difference. Some might look for coins that exhibit unique minting flaws or interesting features that were unintentional but make the coin stand out. In the case of the 2014 5-cent coin, while it's not widely known for specific minting errors, it's important to keep an eye out for anything unusual. These can range from slight variations in the size or alignment of the design to misprints or defects in the coin's edges. Such errors can significantly boost the coin's value in the eyes of collectors who see them as rare finds. So what is this coin really worth? Well, in very fine condition, the 2014 5-cent coin typically doesn't carry an astronomical value in comparison to other rarer or older coins. However, if you're a dedicated coin collector, the value of this piece could be significantly higher than its nominal 5-cent worth, especially if it has been kept in pristine condition. As with any collectible item, prices fluctuate over time, and a coin like this could see an increase in value as demand grows or as collectors begin to appreciate its significance more deeply. On the other hand, the coin's price could stay relatively stable for the time being, but this one diminish the fact that it represents a piece of Canada's rich numismatic history. In closing, the 2014 5-cent coin from Canada, featuring Queen Elizabeth II in very fine condition serves as an example of how even modern everyday coins can hold significant value under the right circumstances, whether you are a casual collector, a seasoned numismatist, or just someone interested in the history of Canadian currency. It's fascinating to think about how the smallest denominations can sometimes surprise us with their worth, especially when it comes to well-maintained, high-quality specimens. As with any form of collecting, it's all about the journey, the hunt for that one coin that could be hiding in plain sight, ready to be discovered by a new set of eyes. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found this deep dive into the 2014 5-cent Canadian coin interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on coins, currency, and everything numismatic. If you have any thoughts or comments about this coin or others, feel free to leave them down below. Until next time, happy collecting.